Yes. Good morning, students. Let's start with the next exercise. That is the exercise number 3.4. And in this exercise, the method is used. That is the elimination method. I had already discussed this method in the last lecture. That is how to solve the two linear equations by using the elimination method. The method is that by making the coefficients equal, either the coefficient of x or the coefficient of y. Now, when the coefficients of two equations become equal, subtract the equations and get one variable, maybe x or y. After finding out one of the variable, that is x or y, now next is put that value in any one of the equation and then solve the second variable. This is the method that is I had already discussed with you in the last lecture. Now, let's start with the new topic, that is let's start with the statements of the exercise number 3.4 from your NCERT book. Now, firstly, you will read the statement and check whether what you want to find in the question. That is, if we add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 from the denominator, the fraction reduces to 1, it becomes the denominator. What is the fraction? In the question, you want to find out the fraction. Fraction means having numerator or denominator. But we don't know what is the numerator and denominator in the question. If we don't know anything in the question, now the method for solving the question is let's suppose. Let numerator may be x and denominator may be y. Now, according to question, he said if we add 1 to the numerator, what is numerator? X. Add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 to the denominator. This is the fraction and this fraction changes to 1. Now, by solving the fraction, we will make here the linear equation. What is the linear equation? X plus 1 is equal to y minus 1. X minus y is equal to minus 2. This is the first equation. And now for second equation, that is the condition is already given in the next step, that is after the full stop. What is the next condition? It becomes 1 upon 2. What becomes? That is the fraction becomes 1 upon 2 when? If we add only 1 to the denominator. He said there is no need to add or subtract in the numerator. He said only 1 is added in the denominator and there is no change in the numerator. And we will apply the condition only in the suppose condition, not here. Now, what's the next step? The fraction reduces to 1 upon 2. Now, I am solving here how? 2x is equal to y plus 1 by cross multiplication. 2x minus y is equal to 1. Here, I am making two equations and both two equations are linear equations. Now, how to find the value of x and y? Because we want fraction. That is, the left fraction is numerator upon denominator. Now, the first equation is x minus y is equal to minus 2 and second equation is 2x minus y is 1. Now, let us check whether the coefficient of any one of the variable, either the coefficient of x or variable coefficient of y, either one of them must be equal. In this case, the coefficient of y is equal, so we don't have any need to multiply with any number. If coefficients are already equal, then we don't have any need to multiply with any number. But if coefficients are not equal like this, then we have to need the multiplication by any number. Then what's the number? That is, in equation 1, I am multiplying here by 2 and in equation 2, I am multiplying with number 1. But I want to make here the coefficient of y equal, therefore there is no need to multiply with any number. Because the coefficients are already equal, Then what is the next step? Next step is that subtracting the equation. For subtracting, change the sign. This is minus, here is plus, here is again minus, and cancel out. Minus x is equal to minus 3 means x is equal to 3. This is the first variable. Now the next variable is y, and I want to calculate the value of y. For finding the value of y, consider any one of the equation, either equation number 1 or equation number 2, that depend on you. I am selecting here equation number 1. Now, equation number 1 is x minus y is equal to minus 2. Sorry. Now, what's the value of the x here? That is 3. Now, put this value here. 3 minus y is equal to minus 2. And minus y is equal to minus 5. That is, y is equal to 5. But what you want to calculate here? Here we want to find the fraction, not the value of x and y. Therefore, this is not the end of the question. They are right one step more. Therefore, the fraction is x upon y. It means 3 upon 5. This is the method how to convert the statement into the linear equation and solve that linear equation by any of the method. That depends on you, whether you will apply here the elimination method or substitution method. That depends on you. Let's take one more example next. That is the second part. 5 years ago, firstly you will read what you want to find here. I want to find here how old are Noori and Sonu. What is the age of the Noori and Sonu? We don't know. So, if we don't know anything, what is the method? The method is that we have to suppose the ages of both. That is Neeru and Sonu. Now let's check the age. Let age of Noori, because we don't know the age, that's why I am supposing here x years, and age of Sonu, that is y years, because both ages we will find here in the question. Now 5 years ago and 5 years hence or 5 years later. What does it mean? Ago means 5 years back. If at present I am 20 years old, then 5 years back I am only 15 years. And 5 years hence or later means after 5 years. Now I am 30 years, then after 5 years what's my age? That is 30 plus 5, 35 years. Now here one statement depend on ago and second statement depend upon later. What is the meaning of ago and later? Maybe you all understand. Ago means 5 years back. Here ago, how many years ago? That is 5 years ago. And later is here, that is the 10 years later. Now, what's the age of the Noori before 5 years? The age of the Noori is x minus 5 and Sonu is y minus 5. And after 10 years, what's the age of the Noori? That is x plus 10. And what's the age of the Sonu? Y plus 10. Now, let's calculate the question. The question is, after 5 years ago, Noori was thrice as old as Sonu. According to question, one is Noori and second is Sonu. Noori is 3 times. Time means you have to multiply here. Noori is 3 times as old as Sonu. Means Noori is 3 times. If Noori is 15 years, then what about the age of the Sonu? That is only 5 years. But here I am using the sign of the equal to. So we have to make both equations equal. Who one is smaller here? That is Sonu is smaller. Then we will multiply the smaller number by the time as they are given in the question. Noori is young, Noori is elder as compared to Sonu means we have to multiply on the side of Sonu. If you multiply with Noori, then Noori becomes more years elder than the Sonu. Then it means x minus 5 is equal to 3y minus 15, that is x minus 3y is equal to minus 10. This is the first condition. Now in second, that is 10 years later. Later means after 10 years. After 10 years, what's the age of the Noori? That is the x plus 10. And what's the age of the Sonu? That is y plus 10. But both are not equal. What's the age of Noori and what's the age of the Sonu? But both are not equal. That depends upon the question where we have to multiply with the number. The condition is that 10 years later, Noori will be twice. Noori is 2 times. Noori is elder, means Sonu is younger as compared to Noori. Who one is younger? Sonu is younger. Who one is younger? You have to multiply on that side. He said twice, therefore I am using here 2. If they said thrice, then I am using here 3. If 4 times, then 4, then 5 times means 5. Twice, thrice means you will multiply with that number, or more or less means we have to add or subtract that number. Now what's the equation? X plus 10 is equal to 2y plus 20. That is x minus 2y is equal to only 10. Now I am again making here 2 equations. One equation is x minus 3y equal to minus 10, and second equation is x minus 2y is equal to only 10. Now again I am applying here the elimination method. For elimination method, what we will check here? We will check here that whether the coefficient of x or y, any one, may be equal. In this case, the coefficient of x is equal, therefore we don't have any need to multiply on either side of the number. So we have to directly subtract these equations. How we will subtract? We have to subtract by changing the sign of the second one equation. Now I am changing here the sign. There is minus, there is plus, and there is again minus. This will cancel out. Now minus 3x plus 2y means minus y is equal to minus 20. This will cancel out and y is equal to 20. Who is y? That is Sonu. Then we know the age of the Sonu. What is the age of the Sonu here? That is the age of the Sonu is 20 years. But one more age is left. Whose age is left? That is the Noori's age. Now I am calculating here the age of the Noori. What's the equation? X minus 3y is equal to minus 10. And we know the value of y. X minus 60 is equal to minus 10. And x is equal to 50. This is the age of the Noori. Now let's write the last step, that is the ages of both candidates. That is, therefore, age of Noori, that is x, and what is the value of the x? That is 50 years. And second one is age of the Sonu, that is y. What is the value of y? That is 20 years. This is the end of the question. If you leave the question at this step, definitely examiner will deduct your half mark. So write the answer in proper manner if you want to get 100 out of 100 marks. Now next, the third question. A 2-digit number. You all know the 2-digit number? Yes. Maybe 10, 11, 12, 22, 33, 34, 35. All are 2-digit number. I am writing here one of the examples, that is maybe any number 37. Here I am using 2 digits. One is 3 and second one is 7. And you have to keep in mind the 4 steps. If you want to find any two-digit number, the four steps are compulsory. First is how many numbers are using here, not number, how many digits are using here, that is two digits. One digit is 3 and one digit is 7. There is a difference between digit and number. You all know alphabet in English, alphabet and words. Do you know what is alphabet? Alphabet is A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. And what is the word? Word is apple, mango, orange, banana, is, am, are, this, that. When you frame the combination of letters, that combination of letters becomes word. In the same pattern, mathematics in nursery class earlier, we had learned firstly the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we compile these digits together, then we get the number. Therefore, digits are only 0 to 9 and numbers are infinite many numbers. So, here in the question he said, we want here two-digit number. In two-digit number, one place is ones place or unit place, second place is tens place. But we don't know any place. So, we don't know about the unit place and tens place. Let's suppose. What we want to suppose? Unit place. I am writing here digit, not number, because number is the combination of the digit. Therefore, unit place digit is x and tens place digit is y. Suppose the number is 37. In junior classes, you know how to expand such type of numbers. 3 is at the tens place. 3 multiply 7. 7 is at the ones place. 7 multiply 1. Therefore, there is no need to write the number 1. Now, we have to keep in mind the four steps. First step is let unit place digit, not number. Second is tens place, again digit, not number. Now, I am framing here the number by using such digits. The number is, what is the pattern for writing the number? Y multiply tens, मतलब tens place multiply tens plus ones place multiply 1. And one more step is left here, that is the by interchanging the digit or by reversing the digit. What does interchanging means or reversing means? Interchanging means ones place take place at tens and tens position take place at the ones. That is, reversing order is 73. Therefore, interchange number, reverse number or new number all are same. Then what is the reverse number form? In place of y, x multiply 10 and in place of x there is y. These four steps are compulsory for writing the two-digit number. And next steps depend upon the question. Now, I am writing here according to question. If in the question, in statement, they ask about the digits, then I am using this number. If they ask about the number, then I am using these two equations. Now, let's check. The sum of digit of two-digit number is 9. The sum of digit of two-digit number is 9. Sum means addition. Digit means x and y. Therefore, sum means x plus y is equal to 9. Now, what is the second equation? Let's check again. Also, 9 times the number is twice the number obtained by reversing the order. What is the number here? This 9 times the number 10y plus x is twice the number obtained by reversing the order. Then what is the reversing number? This is the twice of the number. Now, there is x not y, 10x plus y. Now let's open the bracket here. 90y plus 9x is equal to 20x plus 2y. 11x minus 88y is equal to 0. Maybe you all know how to take the common. 11 is common in both cases. Therefore, 11 into x minus 8y is equal to 0. Now, divide 11 on second side. When you divide 0 by 11, you get the result again, that is 0. Now again, we have two equations. What is the first equation? That is x plus y is equal to 9. And the second equation is x minus 8y is equal to 0. Here again same method, that is the elimination method. What you want to do here? By keeping the coefficients equal, that is already given. So, what's the next step? We have to subtract the equations by changing the sign, plus and minus. This will cancel out. 9y is equal to 9 and y is equal to 1. Then, if the value of y is 1, now we want to calculate the y of x or value of x also. Let's take again equation. X plus y is equal to 9. The value of y is 1. Then the value of x is equal to 8. Now, in question, we want to find the actual number. Therefore, number is, what is the number? That is tens place and then unit place. Y is for the tens place. This is tens and this is unit. Put here the value of tens and here the value of the unit. The number is 18. This is the final answer. Now, next is Meena, next statement I am reading. Meena went to a bank to withdraw rupee 2000. She asked the cashier to give her rupee 50 note and 100 note only. Meena got 25 notes in all. How many note of 50 and 100? Means, suppose I am giving you a purse, and in your purse, suppose you have some of the notes which are of 50 and some of the notes which are of 100, but you don't know. And I am telling you, don't open your purse and tell me how many notes in your purse are of 25, sorry, how many notes are of your 50 and how many are of 100. Without opening the purse, then you tell me that, ma'am, let's suppose, what? Let's number of 50 rupee note. Because you don't know how many notes are there in your purse. Then you say, ma'am, X note. And what is the number of 100 rupee note? Again, you don't know the number of 100 rupee note. Therefore, you say me, that is ma'am, Y. But I am telling you that the total number of notes in your purse is 25. Then you reply me, the total notes means X plus Y total is equal to 25. If the number of 50 rupee note in your purse is X, then what is the amount of 50 rupee note in your purse? If you have only one note in your purse, means you have only 50 rupees. If you have two notes in your purse, two note means you have 100 rupees in your purse. Then how I am converting the note into the rupees? 50 multiplied 2. If you have 3 notes in your purse, that is 3 multiply 100, 3 multiply 50. And if there are X notes in your purse, means the number of notes, the value of 50 rupees is 50X. Same for 100 rupees. That is 100Y. And what is the total amount in your purse? I told you, you have 2000 rupees in your purse. Some rupees are of 50 and some are of 100, and total rupees in your purse is, that is 2000. is common? Yes. 50 is common. X plus 2y is equal to 80. Here again there are two equations. X plus y is equal to 25. X plus 2y is equal to 80. Now solve these two equations by yourself. I am not solving here this equation. Now calculate the value of x and y. Then at the end write the answer. Therefore the number of 50 rupee note is equal to, find the value of the x right there, and number of 100 rupee note is equal to, then find the value of the y. Now one more last example, that is a lending library has fixed charges for the first 3 days and additional charges for each day thereafter. Sarita paid rupee 27 for a book kept for the 7 days, while Shushi paid rupee 21 for a book she kept for the 5 days. Find the fixed charge. In question, what you want to find? Let. Find fixed charge, that is x rupee, and charge per day, that is y. And in question, what he said, you brought a book from the library, but there are some rules for library that for 1 day, for 2 days, for 3, if you bring the book from there, then there are some of the fixed charges, whether you keep the book for 1 hour, you keep the book for 2 hours, or you keep the book for 3 hours or 10 days or 3 days or 4 days. There are some of the fixed charges. In this statement, the library has a rule that for 3 days you have to pay x rupees. If you keep the book for 2 days, then again you have to pay the x rupees, because this is the fixed charge for the first 3 days. And here, according to question, you borrow the book for 7 days. 7 days means x, you will give them x rupees for 3 days. And what about the next 4 days? For 1 day, you give them rupees y for 1 day. For 2 days, 2y. For 3 days, 3y. For 4 days, 4y. And total money you give to the librarian is rupee 27. This is the first condition. And now, what is the second condition? That is, another is the Shushi. She paid 21 for the book she kept for 5 days. Now, what's the condition for the 5 days? She had already given x rupee for the 3 days. And how much money she had given for the next 2 days? She had given only 2y, which is equal to how much money? That is the 21. Now solve this equation by yourself again. The value of x is called the fixed charges and value of y is called charge per day. Now this is the end of the topic. Now one more topic is left, that is the cross multiplication method. Then I will share that topic in next video. So please do such type of questions in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.